This is WWE superstar Drew McIntyre, and you're listening to the WWE Podcast.
The champ is
the one that everybody wants, me.
It's going to WrestleMania. Claymore!
Austin 316 says I just whipped your ass. This is my iron. You're going to acknowledge me.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, hello, whatever time it is with you and wherever you are. Thank you for downloading this SmackDown review as part of the WWE podcast. As always, it's an absolute pleasure to have you listening along once again. I hope you're all doing good and have enjoyed your Christmas break if you're lucky enough to have one so far. There's not really that much to say about this week's Raw that hasn't already been very well covered by Matt and the mailbag. I think it was pre-recorded, and next week's show will be the last one before the big Netflix launch. And I think it's fair to say that a massive PLE Plus level show is expected, so that is going to be exciting on the 6th of Jan. There was one thing that's come out this week, and I have to be honest, I don't know whether it's only come out this week or whether I've just known about it this week, and that's that SmackDown is moving to a 3-hour show. I hadn't heard if that had been confirmed yet or when it's happening. 3 hours is a lot, I have to say. I don't think I'm delighted about it, even though the quality of SmackDown has been generally excellent. That extra hour could be a killer, but let's have faith in Trips and let's see what happens. So, without any more preamble, let's get to it and review the SmackDown that aired on Friday 27th of December from Tampa in Florida. And we start off straight away with a playback and reminder of the situation between Cody, KO and Randy, ending with the pile driver on Cody at Saturday night's main event, which still looks really brutal. We go to Nick Aldis, who is looking straight down the camera and has a message for KO. He says that KO is not a champion, despite what he claims. He says he was defeated by Cody at main event and he stole the coveted Winged Eagle Championship, which means so much to all at WWE. He tells KO that he has till the end of the night to return the title or face real and serious consequences to his career. He says that this is his one and only chance. So I thought that this was pretty great. A really fun way to start the show, and again, something quite different. I really like Nick Aldis, and I'm even starting to forget that he was once Oblivion the Gladiator. The KO nicking the title angle has been an interesting twist to the story, and I have to say that I'm very invested. Cole now welcomes us to the last SmackDown of 2024, and we go backstage to Kathy Kelly, who has Bianca and Naomi. She asks what the win meant to them. Naomi says that she'd wanted gold since she came back, not necessarily at the expense of Jade. And Bianca says that she's thankful for Naomi stepping up, but they won't ever forget what happened to Jade, and they will figure out who did it and what happened. And they again suggest that it was either Nia, Tiffy or Candice who are responsible. Naomi brings out Bayley as their unofficial tag partner for tonight. And as Bianca's music hits, they all make their way to the ring for a 6-woman tag match. All three come out to Bianca's music, which is a bit rude and a bit weird. It feels quite unlikely that Bayley would agree to come out to Bianca's music. But I guess they are selling us hard on the fact that Bayley's been forgiven, I guess, by Bianca. And that they're all one big happy family for now, which makes me suspicious that there's more shenanigans to come here. Cole tells us that this is the first time all these three women have been on a tag team together, so I'm assuming that he just means the three of them, because obviously we had War Games. We now get the other team come out, and Tiffy is out first to what sounded to me through the TV like a massive pop. And we get a quick reminder of last week and how Tiffy's involvement helped or hindered Nia and Candice's title match. We now get Nia and Candice. They come out together to equally huge boos, and they come out to Nia's music. Nia has the mic and says to Bianca, when are you going to give up? None of them attack Jade. She says from her point of view, she looks to be doing just fine and took zero time to replace Jade. She says she thinks that Bianca is diverting attention from herself, and she thinks that Bianca is jealous of Jade being bigger, stronger and better than her, and she just snapped. Nia wants Bianca to own up, or she will make her own up. In her promo, she also made a nice little dig about Tiffy being incapable of organising the attack on Jade, as she couldn't even help them win the titles last week. I think that's another little sly nail in the Tiffy-Nia coffin. I can't wait for it to explode, and I hope it happens very soon. So as we get started with this match, we have Bianca in with Tiffany, and we get some very impressive moves in the middle of the ring. Both these girls are absolutely fantastic workers. Neither women getting the early upper hand, and we get Bayley, Naomi and Bianca flying out of the ring to take out the heels. I think that was the plan, what it looked like it was meant to be, but it was actually pretty clunky, dare I say botchy, and ended up with Naomi just sort of delivering a half-hearted kick to Nia, and Bianca very late hitting Tiffy as we go for a break. I really hope we're not going to be in for another botchy performance from Naomi specifically tonight. I really hope not. As we get back from the break, we have Nia in with Bianca, who is pounding her in the corner. Naomi's now in, but we get Nia quickly turning the tables, going for a quick cover off of a gnarly looking pop-up headbutt for a 2 count. We get a tag, and now Candice is in with Naomi, who gets the tag to Bianca, and they start bossing Candice. Bianca with the moonsault on Candice for a cover and a 2 count. And Candice, off the distraction, gets a Tiffy tag in to Nia, who hits a huge leg drop on Bianca. Candice goes for the cover, but Tiffy, who's the one who's legal, goes off the top rope, narrowly avoiding Candice, who actually had Bianca in a cover for some reason. Candice and Tiffany start arguing. Then we get Bianca almost getting the tag to Bayley, but Tiffy goes to Old Faithful, hangs onto the hair, and then finally we get the tag made to Bayley, and we get her and Candice start going at it. We get a reminder from Cole about all the history between Bayley and Candice. We've got Bayley gets the upper hand at first, but she is bounced off the ring post face first by Candice, and she makes another tag to Nia. We get Candice back in, and we get Bayley sent face first into the apron. This time we go for a break with the heels in control. As we come back from the break, we've got Nia. She's interfering outside the ring, and we get a tag made to Tiffany and one to Naomi. So a double tag, and Naomi is rolling. She hits a tornado bulldog on Tiffy, getting a really close 2 count. And the crowd continue to chant for Tiffy. It all starts to break down as all the women take each other out in turn. Nia makes the climb to the top, but is countered by Naomi, who hits a split leg moonsault, and that's then broken up by Tiffany in the nick of time. And again, we get another tease that Tiffany's about to cash in, and the crowd goes nuts. It actually looks like it might be about to happen, but bloody Candice stops her. Tiffy screaming in her face that she wants to be champion and she deserves it. So that's the first time I think we've actually heard her say that. So at least that's out there. But again, there is no cash in, which is frustrating. Off the distraction, we get Naomi take out Candice, while Bianca and Bayley take care of Tiffany on the outside, and Naomi gets the pin on Candice for the win. I thought this was a good match, quite hard to keep track of, as these often are when there's so many people involved. But brilliant to see the women feature, and in a non-title context as well. Hopefully, we've got the furtherance of the story of the breakdown of Nia and Tiffany, which is great, and another, as I said, frustrating non-cash-in. During comms, Cole confirmed that SmackDown is moving to 3 hours next week. So, let's see how that goes. I'm sure it'll be fine. We now go backstage to A-Town Down Under, who are with Nick Aldis. Grayson Waller is dressed up, I can only describe it as like Fred Flintstone, and he's complaining about how much his set cost. I mean, presumably not to him directly though, but anyway, he has an invoice for Nick. Nick tells him to take it up with Braun, and Theory has a match with him tonight. And Nick basically tells him to get lost as he is waiting for someone. With that, the door knocks and Sammy comes into the office. He says they should talk, and that's all we get as they go for the break. As we come back, we go back straight to the office, and Sammy is saying that he wants the bloodline. He does acknowledge that he's on the wrong show, which is something at least. Before anything more gets said, Carmelo appears with a Christmas card from Nick saying he thought you would humble me, Nick. This irritates Sammy, who says that he knows Mello is new round here, but generally when two people are talking, we wait our turn. I honestly felt like that's what you say to a toddler, especially at Christmas, like the adults are talking, go away. Mello asks Sammy what the hell he's doing here on his show anyway. And normally when he does show up, it's just to get a beat down from the bloodline. Sammy says to Nick to forget the bloodline, give me Carmelo Hayes one-on-one tonight. Nick says that sounds good, but Mello doesn't look too happy about the whole thing. So I thought this was quite random. Sammy on the wrong show for a start, but for a pointless fight with Mello. I'm hoping that there is a bit more here than meets the eye. Remembering the transfer window is still in play right now, so maybe Nick was making a pitch to bring Sammy over. Also, Mello's feud with Braun still ongoing. Maybe there'll be some kind of development in that story. Otherwise, it's a bit weird. But I guess we are at that time of year. We now have the match between Braun and Theory, and we get a reminder of last week's match between Braun and Mello and the count-out victory that Mello won, in inverted commas. Interestingly, we still have Cole and Corey selling the angle that Waller throws Theory under the bus all the time. I thought we were done with that story about the will they won't they split up, but maybe not. I hope not. That's quite interesting. And always good to see tag teams get an individual opportunity, especially when they're as talented as these two are. So let's see where that goes. As the bell rings, Braun Polex's Theory out of the ring, and he's chucked back in by Waller. Braun Strowman tosses Theory about a mile in the air, it looks, and he rolls out of the ring as we go for a break. And seeing Theory fly through the air in slow-mo was quite special. Looks really, really good. As we get back from the break, things have changed. We've got Theory in charge. Cole tells us it's been this way since Strowman went into the steel steps. We get Theory chopping off to Strowman and gets smashed, but Theory then goes for a low blow and manages to stay in charge. But Strowman fights back, hitting a huge drop kick and throws Theory once again miles into the air into Waller. Strowman takes his choo-choo train move, goes around the ring and annihilates Theory. And we get Strowman up to the top, but is distracted by Waller. And Theory tries for A-Town down, but is unable to hit it. Braun hits the running power slam on Theory and gets the win. Again, a good match. Quite like what they're doing with Braun since he's been back, with obviously the exception of the weird Santa thing last week, but hopefully that's just a blip. Not unexpected result. I don't think anyone really thought that we were going to get Theory get the win tonight. So a good vehicle for Strowman to progress, and he's still looking really strong and monstery, which is great. We then get Cole telling us that there's a lot of changes coming up with Raw going to Netflix. And again, reminder that SmackDown is going to a 3-hour show from next week. We then get a bit of Chelsea Green, the new Women's US title holder, and Cole telling us that she's been insufferable on social media this week. Next up, we are getting the official Chelsea Green Championship celebration. So I'm guessing that this is a vehicle for her next feud to be set up. Before Chelsea, though, we get another car promo from KO. And he says he heard Nick and his ultimatum. He says that he is the legit champ as far as he's concerned, and he isn't going to give the title back. He wants to talk to Nick, and only Nick, no security, no office cronies, and he says he will see him in the ring later. In the ring, we've got Piper behind one of those podiums that politicians use for press conferences and stuff, and she brings out Chelsea by calling her the first and longest reigning, which is hilarious but also true. And Chelsea's dressed as the Statue of Liberty, which I thought was quite weird because isn't she Canadian? But whatever. She says that she wants to address the WWE universe, and the blue brand has been turned into the greenhouse. And she says she is the most glamorous, the youngest, the sparkliest, blah, 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 US Women's Champion. And she gives recognition to herself and says she will be the best and the sexiest champion. She says good riddance to Michin after calling her and the rest of the women's roster she-trolls. And at that point, out comes Michin with a kendo stick and a microphone. Michin says that if it wasn't for Piper, she would be champion. She says she's going to take a page from Chelsea's book and introduce her to her little friend, which I'm guessing is the kendo stick. Michin pummels Piper, who came to defend Chelsea, with the kendo stick. And as Michin is about to get one over on Chelsea, again, she is saved by Piper, and the two run away. So in this promo, it was all a little bit odd. It was set up like a political broadcast for starters, but anyway, I thought that was a bit weird. There must have been 5 or 6 references from either Chelsea, Piper, or Corey that Chelsea was the sexiest and that the era of sexy champions is here. Now, to me, that feels like a massive backward step towards the bra and panty era. Okay, so we're some way off that, obviously, but come on, I thought we had moved on from this kind of thing. Now, I'm a slightly lazy feminist, so let's say that this was a one-off, rather lazy storytelling angle, and next week we'll start the feud with Michin, and it will be based on the fact that these women are badass and they can really go, and they're athletes. I really, really hope that Chelsea isn't going to be sold this way. It just feels kind of wrong and grubby, and like I said, we don't want to see a return to the bra and panties or jello matches, all that kind of stuff. So fingers crossed for an improvement on that story next week. We now go backstage where we have our new tag champs DIY bumping into the Street Profits, who are with Nick. He's having another busy night, bless him. Nick asks DIY if there is anything they want to tell him about who attacked the Street Profits. They say that it was really terrible, and that's it. Nick says there are 2 eyewitnesses to the attack, and he brings out Pretty Deadly, who play up not remembering and do a bit of a gag about funding for their musical, before eventually saying that it was Garza and Umberto. So Street Profits go straight off to find them and start a brawl. Nick gets involved, saying that he's not dealing with this tonight, and sends them packing off to the ring. As we get back from the break, the match is already underway, and we have Umberto in the ring with Montez, who has the upper hand, making the tag to Dawkins. Street Profits get the double team, and Dawkins lays into Umberto, and Corey says that this is a big match as the winner may get a title shot. Don't think that was ever said or inferred, but there we go. Berto gets the tag and Angel comes into the ring, starts to dominate Dawkins with a submission move, making another tag. Dawkins fights back, getting the tag as Profits pull a double team move, which was absolutely beautiful. We've then got Las Garzas in charge after delivering a couple of massive kicks as we leave it for the break. Las Garzas are firmly in control, and as we come back, a double kick from Las Garzas on Ford. Angel takes out Ford with a running knee and gets a 2 count. Ford manages to counter, hitting a DDT, and is able to tag in Dawkins, who comes in and takes out both Berto and Angel. Hits a neck breaker and gets the 2 count on Berto. A quick tag then back to Ford, and the Profits looking for a double team move, but are scuppered by Angel. And then we get Las Garza hitting a double team on Ford, taking out Dawkins, getting a 2 count cover from nowhere. Ford and Dawkins take out Las Garzas and Elektra Lopez with the save, but then we get B-Fab taking her out, and the Profits back in the ring hit their double team move, Doomsday Blockbuster, for the win. A good match again with these two completely awesome teams. I don't think for one second we believe it was Las Garza who took out the Profits before. But anyway, this was good, and Corey says that surely Profits have earned a title match. As I said, I'm not sure this was ever stipulated, and I hope that DIY actually get a nice long run with the titles. I'm not sure they're done feuding with the Motor City Machine Guns either, as there was plenty of shenanigans there. But the tag team division is looking stronger than it's been in quite a long time, and it will need to be with the show moving to 3 hours as well. So, good signs. We then dive straight into a pre-recorded vignette from Andrade, who lets us know that he isn't afraid of Shinsuke's mind games and that no one is as talented or as skilled as Andrade. There is a title match next week between them, and then randomly we've got a title match as well for Naomi against Nia for absolutely no reason other than hopefully it will be a vehicle for the cash-in. I'm eternal optimist. We then get a quick segment backstage with DIY, telling Pretty Deadly that they've got their back. They walk off. Profits come and also say thank you for the heads up on Las Garzas. Motor City Machine Guns appear and tell the Street Profits that they actually need to go to the back of the line. They have a rematch before them. Before anyone can respond, Apollo Crews appears out of nowhere and tells them that he saw what happened and that it was DIY, not Las Garzas, that attacked the Profits. So that's the biggest non-surprise that I've ever heard. And why did it take Apollo such a long time to come and let us know? Anyway, there we go. We now have Sammy coming out for his match with Mello. And we are reminded by Cole that the transfer window is currently in play. And perhaps that's why Sammy's here. Mello makes his way out to the ring, giving out his Christmas cards that have a picture of him hitting Braun with a steel chair on. As we kick off, the crowd are chanting for Sammy Uso, and Carmelo goes for a cheap shot, but Sammy is wise to it and gets the upper hand straight away. Mello turns things around with a kick and drags Sammy out of the ring, getting vibes that he's trying to get another count-out victory. But Sammy comes off the barricade and hits Mello on the outside as we go for a break. As we get back, Mello has hung Sammy up on the top rope and takes out Sammy, leading to a 2 count. All the time, Cole is reminding us that KO is deluded, pretending to be champion. So we're still building that story in the background in commentary. Mello beats down on Sammy in the ring and taking far too long, chops him off to Sammy. giving Sammy the opportunity to rally and hit a huge clothesline and an axe handle on Mello. Sammy tries for Blue Thunderbomb, but Mello escapes. He goes for it again and again. Mello escapes, but the third time's a charm, and Sammy gets Blue Thunderbomb. I thought it was all over here, but it was just a super close 2 count. Sammy goes to the top rope, but Mello intercepts. Sammy dispatches him, and this time goes from the top rope, but Mello moves and goes for the first 48. And Mello tries 3 times in a row to get the pin unsuccessfully. Mello goes up to the top then, looking for nothing but net, but Sammy catches him with a mid-air punch and follows up in the corner with an exploder. Sammy then goes for the hell of a kick, but Mello rolls out of the ring to a chorus of boos and starts to make his way up the ramp as Strowman's music hits and he appears and picks him up, trying to get Mello back to the ring. But from nowhere, the new Bloodline appear and start beating up Sammy. Sammy manages to get rid of Jacob Fatu, but the numbers game quickly adds up onto Sammy. Then Strowman makes his way back to the ring to help. He manages to get rid of Solo and then faces up to Fatu, who looks a bit rattled for the first time, I think maybe ever. But before anything can happen, obviously Tama Tonga takes down Strowman from behind, and again, New Bloodline decimate everyone. Cole says that this is a message to the OTC ahead of their match for the Ula Fala on the 6th of January. As the New Bloodline stand victorious again, KO's music hits and he comes out with the stolen title, making his way to the ring for his talk with Nick Aldis. Nick tells KO to give him the title back, and KO says, is that the right thing to do? The title is the only bargaining chip he's got, and what he wants is a rematch where the ref can't screw him. He says that he had Cody beat and everyone knows it. Nick says this isn't a negotiation, and if he doesn't hand over the belt, he will never set foot in a WWE ring again, to which the crowd boos. Obviously, no one wants to see that. Cody's music hits, and Nick says for the sake of his health, please walk away and let him handle it. Cody says he won't do that. Of course Cody won't do that. He's never walked away from anything in his life, especially a spotlight. He doesn't want him to take the belt off KO and make KO a martyr. Cody talks to KO and says what he does is different to what he says. Cody says he doesn't do it for himself anymore. He does it for all the people, his family, his fans. He mentions a few people on the announcer who's his cousin, which I didn't know if that's true, and his buddies at ringside, etc., etc. Cody says they aren't friends anymore, and he wants a match where the ref can't stop what he is going to do to KO. Cody says let's take the titles and hang them up for a ladder match. Nick makes the match for Royal Rumble. KO says it sounds great to him and offers his hand to Cody, who refuses it, and then attacks Cody and Nick. KO walks away shouting he is the true champion, and we go off air with KO holding the winged eagle belt up and Cody down in the ring, selling the angle that he's got a serious neck injury, which is great. So I thought this was a good show tonight with some nice development on most of the storylines. The official news that we are moving to 3 hours next week, and the final segment between KO and Cody, which was really good. As people have said a few times tonight, big changes coming up in the next few weeks. There should be some excellent developments following the first Netflix on Raw, and also the transfer window. I don't know when that shuts, but it should really, or it could really, shake things up. Also, hey, I searched WWE on Netflix and there's already some stuff there. It looks good, and I'm really excited for the new era. So all in all, let's reserve our judgment on the 3-hour show. But SmackDown finishing the year strong. So next time I record, it will be 2025. So I hope you guys all enjoy your New Year's celebrations. Be safe and have fun. And that just about does it for this week's show. So as always, thank you for having me in your ears. And until next time, or this show, the only time I can ever say, until next year, I'll see you in 2025. And remember, be kind.
Thanks for listening to the WWE Podcast. Don't forget to subscribe on your favorite podcast app so you don't miss a show, or head to WWEpodcast.com. And for all of these shows ad-free, head over to patreon.com/WWE Podcast. Until then, we'll see you next time.